Well, hello. I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh my gosh, it is Monday. I had forgotten completely that it's Monday. I was just reading My Antonia by Willa Cather and I got completely swept away with the story. Actually, I had two very wrinkly, slobbery, beautiful children with me all day today, and it's taken a bit to get to shooting a video for all of you. So you're now in my sunroom. The sun is behind me, so it's nice and bright, and I am sitting in one of my recent purchases, which I absolutely adore. This beautiful settee came from an estate sale, and it is impractical and imperfect and absolutely in the right spot here at the mystical magical mansion. It is the place where I like to sit and read. Write all my amazing tales. Sip a cup of tea in my beautiful blue willow china that I recently purchased. It's also the place where I sit to do all of my reading. So if you've done a distance session or video session with me, you will have seen this probably in the background. The sunroom was the first room that we took on when we bought this house, and it was full of potential, but it was a little tired. There was grass wallpaper that was stained and kind of coming off, and some very old carpet that had been put down in 1938. So it was full of dust and dirt. So we started right away by scraping the wallpaper, and then we had it painted this beautiful sunny blue with this almond trim, which I just absolutely love. The entrance to the sunroom comes from the porte-cochere, or the entrance at the side of the house, which historically I think is really fun. So back in 1910 when it was built, they would have had a carriage, and this entrance would have been where they were dropped off, and this would have been their informal entrance. They wouldn't have come through the back door because that's where the staff was cooking and working. So this was it was covered. You could come in out of the rain or the cold and come through this door, and this is where the family would have entered. The ceiling along here, it's kind of hard to tell by the video, but it's actually a rounded ceiling. There is no sharp edge up there, and when we scraped the wallpaper, there was some old paint that was on there that was sort of a brown trim that made it look three-dimensionally. And unfortunately, when we scraped that, the plaster and that paint came off, so we weren't able to replace, but hopefully at some point I can do some kind of interesting trim. Here is a wide view of the sunroom with this gorgeous rug that I got that was a late night Facebook, I think, advertising purchase, and I was so pleased and happy and surprised with how perfect it goes with the house when I got it, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And then of course there's that beautiful settee that I bought in an estate sale, and it is gorgeous. I love it. Here is sort of a side view, and again there's those beautiful set-up doors. There's two doors going out to the porte-cochere, and I just love saying that. At some point I hope to put in stained glass on those two side vents. We'll just see. I want to give it a little bit of time just to see this summer how hot it gets in here, because this is a southwest facing room. So here's just some shelves that I have, and if any of you were out at my lake house and came into my magic room out there, you could see some familiar sights, a lot of my oracle cards and crystals and stones, and some writing that my daughter did for me. And then we're just gonna pan back around. It's a cute plant stand that's just waiting to go outside this summer that I picked up over in Walnut, Iowa a couple weekends ago. And then several of my plants, which are just sadly waiting to go outside, my herbs. And then the money plant, panning around, you can see that we have awnings over the windows just to help shade a bit. I'll back up here so we can see a little better. Lots of radiators and chairs. And then my desk is over here on this side, which is always messy. So if any of you ever come to my house and my desk is clean, you'll know that I've probably passed away and my husband has cleaned my desk. The furniture that I have in here, I was recently interviewed by a reporter and she was asking me where I got my furniture, and all of this is either via an estate sale, Thrift World, or Facebook Marketplace. So everything that I have is secondhand or used or antique, if you will, but I love reusing and repurposing. Another really cool part of this room are these huge bifold doors. So they fold accordion style and open to each side, but they have the beautiful leaded glass in them, and they are absolutely stunning and in perfect shape, and the hardware is still intact from when they were originally put in, and they're heavy and wonderful, and just a nice way that you can separate this room from the rest of the house if you wanted to have a large gathering in the main formal living room and keep this part of the house separate. And we still have the old crystal doorknob and the original hardware on the door, which I think is amazing. And then just like all of the other doors in this house, there's at least 3 locks. I find it odd, but apparently security was a big deal back in the day. So we have lots and lots and lots of locks. So here's just one more look at the beautiful sunroom where I spend a lot of time. And we'll just zoom in for a second on this beautiful little piece of artwork that my friend Lindsay sent to me recently. And it's crazy because I had that frame and I didn't realize that it would match this table perfectly, but it all came together. So thank you, Lindsay. It's beautiful, and it adds just that little bit of a reminder for gratitude. I'll zoom in here closer, hopefully, so you can see that. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tour of this end of my house and this special room to me. And thank you for appreciating my settee, because doggone it, she is unapologetically fancy, and that's how life should be. So have a wonderful week. I will see you next Monday, and everyone stay well.